Hi, Sean Fisk here, 911 Restoration. I want to tell you a little bit about a project we recently took part in. It's a mold remediation. Home Depot wanted to do a nice thing for a wounded warrior, and the particular warrior that they chose served 7 combat tours, and they wanted to remodel his bathroom. And when they got ready to remodel the bathroom, they found that there was a possibility that there might be mold contamination. So they called us in to evaluate it, and there was a possibility there was mold contamination. So we began the project by doing the things that we do according to the EPA standard. Now we're going to photo document this and show you the steps. In this case, it was very fortunate. There was very little mold, and normally before we actually would do a mold remediation, we would do a little bit more investigation to make sure that the added expense of the remediation was necessary. In this case, the entire project was being done for the veteran, for the wounded warrior, and there wasn't any expense, so it wasn't a situation where we did do more investigation. But wanted to thank the fine folks at Home Depot for what they're doing for the wounded warrior, and also thank them for inviting us to be part. The following video will detail a mold remediation, and I'll have a couple comments at the end just to tell you some other things about mold remediation and the possible effects you may face in your home. Thanks. We're here doing a mold remediation in effect for Home Depot for a veteran that they've selected, and this is the beginning of the remediation prior to starting the demolition that I'll show you in a moment. We're going to take an air sample. This is our control to make sure that when we're done and the clearance test is taken by a third party, that we didn't cross-contaminate during the mold remediation in the home. So this is going on as I take this film. I'm going to move over here. It is a bathroom. Mold was noticed, and you can see that the guys are starting by creating containments. The containment is an engineering control along with HEPA filtration, which will keep us from allowing any of the mold to spread as we start to disturb it. They will set up an air filtration device which will create a negative pressure inside of the remediation area as compared to the rest of the home. So I'm going to give you a quick view in here. The bathroom, the tub, as you'll see in a second here, has some mold. You can see here that there's some black mold, likely Stachybotrys here in the corner. And then as you look around the enclosure, you can see where the enclosure has failed, and you can see some of the black mold here around the enclosure. This in itself is not necessarily a problem, but you can see where the seal has failed. And so that, along with the mold that we see here by the tub, leads us to believe that there is mold behind us. And so we will see as we do the demolition of the bathtub and the shower enclosure just what's back there.
We've now removed all affected drywall as well as the tub. You can see a couple darkened areas here and there as to where we're going to need to do a little bit more sanding, as well as some kills painting. Some of these areas are mixed and matched.
So here's the end of the remediation process. The HEPA air scrubber is in place. You can see the containment. is in place still. At this point, we are getting a final air sample. Everything was protected during the remediation. We encapsulated the areas behind the enclosure after they were thoroughly cleaned using sanding and wiping. So at this point, we'll find out what the air sample says. If it's clean, then the rebuild will proceed as scheduled. Alright, so if you're watching this video, there's every possibility that there's something in your home right now that has you concerned. And if you live in any of the areas that 911 Restoration serves, we offer a free inspection, a visual inspection and evaluation. We will come out, we will try to figure out what are the sources. Mold needs three things. It needs something to eat, something organic, it needs water, and it needs air. So the thing we normally don't give it is water. So most of the time we're looking for why the water has remained in the building materials for a long enough time, typically 7 to 10 days for mold to start colonizing. When you see mold, visible mold, it means you probably have a worse problem hiding behind the drywall or other places, and we have the experience to figure out if you do have a little surface problem or if there may be a deeper problem, and we have electronic equipment that helps us to make those determinations. So if you would like to get some more information, you can either give us a call here in New Mexico. It's 505-890-0022. Be glad to answer any of your questions that you may have, and any 911 branch is staffed with people that can as well. Or you could go to our legacy website, and that would be www.almightyclean.com. That's ALLMIGHTYCLEAN.com. The mold tab has plenty of information that we've put together over our 14 years in the industry in a very readable question and answer format. So please feel free to check out the website or give us a call at 505-890-0022. No matter how it looks, it's something that can be taken care of. Thank you very much.